Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's with great pride and pressure that I introduce our next marketing mentor. For those of you who know her or have seen her on the pages of Preview and Town & Country, you'll know her as a trailblazer, a visionary leader, and a world-class Filipina, Mrs. Gina Lorenzana. Together with my colleagues and fellow Young Market Master awardees, Dora Ching, Mian David, and Ana Esteves, we are honored to nominate Gina for an award that she truly deserves. I wanted to share something that Gina taught me when I was just a young management trainee. Gina told me that true leadership is not measured by a position, but it is measured instead by the influence and impact that you create. It doesn't matter what your job is, it's who you are that can make the biggest difference. As a Unilifer, Gina has made a lasting impact in Unilever across her roles in regional brand development and local brand building, in personal care and home care, and across numerous markets, the Philippines, China, and Indonesia, where she was based. At the age of 32, she became the youngest Filipino to become a regional vice president. She led the deodorants category for Asia, Africa, Middle East, and Turkey, leading a portfolio of brands, Rexona, Axe, Dove, and serving more than 40 countries. In 2013, she became the vice president for personal care of Unilever Philippines, where her visionary leadership delivered outstanding growth and winning market shares. She pioneered local advertising, created the most number of award-winning campaigns to date, and championed the company's marketing transformation. Together with the leadership team, she put the Philippines on the map as the best Unilever company in 2015. Her leadership has been recognized across the industry. She was awarded the 2016 Asia Pacific Tambuli Chief Marketing Communications Officer of the Year. That's a mouthful. And most recently, she was awarded by President Duterte as one of the country's inspiring Filipino women entrepreneurs. While I could talk on and on about Gina's leadership impact, what makes her a truly remarkable leader is a positive influence that she's made in the lives of the people that she's touched. After all, legacies aren't created solely by what we build, but also on who we build. And that's why, on behalf of all of the people that you've built, I'd like to thank you, Gina, for the 3 lessons that you've taught us. First, thank you for putting values at the heart of the work of how we work and the work that we do. For Gina, values fuels her vision. It's not just about growing the business or creating great campaigns, it's about championing the Filipino. It's her belief that our brands have the ability to make a difference in the lives of Filipino consumers, to make them feel beautiful, to make a difference, to make them feel confident, or to show them that they have the potential to be world-class. You can see it through Dove's I Am Beautiful movement, to Cream Silk's World-Class Filipina, to Rexona's Pinoy Movers, and Teen Week, a program that reaches 1 million teens every year and helps them build their self-esteem. It's these same values that make Gina so effective in leading her people. Gina instills within her team a common set of values and builds a safe culture that fosters collaboration. One thing that you learn from Gina early on is to always do the right thing, not just for the short term, but also for the long term. And because of these values, many of the leaders that Gina has mentored have moved on to larger leadership roles inside and outside the company. Second, thank you for believing in the word "and," for showing that achieving success as a woman doesn't have to come at a cost, for proving that you can be successful at work and at home, that you can be a great boss and a cool mom, and according to my colleague Cara Favela, that you can be brilliant and have biceps. For a lot of people in the office, Gina is not only our leader, she's also our fitspiration. If she can wake up at 4:30 a.m. to work out and lead a marketing team and be an amazing wife and be a cool mom, that's 4 ands, by the way, then we should all aim to be even better versions of ourselves and make it our responsibility to enable others to be their best as well. Thank you, Gina, for championing diversity and inclusion in Unilever, for pioneering agile working so people can work from home or spend time with their children, and for influencing the next generation of leaders to be as thoughtful, as open, and as inclusive as you are. And lastly, but most importantly, thank you for your bravery, for blazing the trail and making the workplace better for the next generation of leaders. We know that it was tough for you, Gina, as a woman fighting for a place in a man's world early in your career. That's why we're truly grateful that when it came your time to lead, that you would create a culture that empowers every single one of us to be the best versions of ourselves. For also reminding us that we're never victims of circumstance, and then pushing us to raise the bar even higher whenever you say, we may not be the biggest, but we can be the best. And indeed, in many ways, we have been, with the quality of thinking, the campaigns, and the work that we've exported that are all truly world-class. But most importantly, Gina, thank you for always standing up for your people. Last year, amidst the worst tragedy that our company has faced, we clung to Gina for strength, and she worked tirelessly to make sure everyone was okay. Thank you for standing up for us. Thank you for standing up for me. For putting values in the heart of what we do, for blazing a trail for future leaders, and for being every bit the fearless leader that we look up to every day. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring Unilever's Vice President for Personal Care, our marketing mentor, a world-class Filipina, and our friend, Mrs. Gina Lorenzana.
Okay, good evening. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, Neil, for those very, very kind words. Thank you so much, and I'm indeed very proud of you. Thank you to Chicky and to Josiah, and to the selection panel of Mansmith and Fielders for this recognition. It is an honor to be among these esteemed set of marketing professionals, Rafi, Renee, and Edwin. It is with great pride that I receive this award from Mansmith. Over decades, Mansmith has become the foremost name in building marketing excellence, and I have deep respect for your advocacy and what you have done to build marketeers in the Philippines. Please allow me to take a few minutes to thank a few people with whom I'd like to share this award. The first one is to my family. I could never be who I am without my husband, Noel, who's here tonight. They say that your choice of life partner is the most critical decision that you can make in your life. You can either drag you down or lift you up. And I guess in my case, I married a rocket ship. Because my husband, Noel, who's a legend in the marketing world, is in fact an awardee of the first Mansmith Market Masters Award over a few years. And he has been the one who has really taught me professionally. He's challenged my ideas and really made them better. More importantly, he is an avid supporter of my development. In my previous role in running deodorants for Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, where I literally lived on the plane, he just really was so patient in letting me develop and grow. Thank you, Noel, for giving me the confidence to do things, especially at times when I even doubted myself. You are my rock, my hero, and my inspiration. This also goes to my kids, Raisa, Andre, and Diego. Fortunately, my youngest is here today, Diego. They have grown into strong, successful, independent young people. Despite living in different corners around the world, they are all very close, and they have shown me nothing but love and support. They are God's gift to us. I also thank my parents who've been patient with me growing up. As a teenager in the 80s, I was really into music, and they allowed me to express my creative side. So thank you for allowing me to pursue my interests, and more than that, teaching me the value of integrity, hard work, and the fear of God. And then, of course, I'd like to thank my team, to Neil, my nominator, to Mi-Ann, Doray, and to Anne, to all who are all YMMA awardees, and of course to Cara, Apples, Tip, Dennis, Mache, and Leng. I'm so lucky that I work with brilliant young people who share the same passion for brands, the pursuit of creativity, and pushing the boundaries of possibility. We like exploring crazy ideas, whether it is to send an astronaut into space or to build a sonata with using the bows out of real hair, or a live billboard made out of real leaves just to prove that our product really works. Thanks for sharing the dream that we have. Many of you have forgone comfortable lives living overseas, and you came back to live in Manila to share that indeed the Philippines is worth coming back to. Thank you for sharing this dream of creating breakthrough campaigns, for building some of the Philippines' most loved brands. Thank you. I also have a special shout out to Chi, who for the last 5 years has been running my life. She's the real power behind this marketing team. Takot lang nila kay Miss Chi. Thanks for always taking care of us, oftentimes putting our needs before yours. We are forever grateful for your love and malasakit. Thanks, Chi. I also want to thank this and share this award with my colleagues at the Philippines leadership team, led by Benji, Suresh, Ed, Tina, Marika, Arif, Freddie, and Jean, and all my previous colleagues who have shared in the same values. We came together with an ambition to build this company for the long term and to do the right thing. There is no other team I would rather work with, because no other team works and collaborates in the same way, together as we have worked in the last 5 years, and I'm sure in many more years to come. I believe that there is nothing that we can't conquer. To all of you, a big thanks, and thank you for the support. You know, I was a young university student, and I would never have pictured myself to win a marketing award. I took up management engineering, which was all about maths, you know, linear regression and operations research. So I actually imagined myself actually being in supply chain, or actually probably being an investment banker or something like that. Until I got to my first marketing class, where it taught me that everything that we encounter every day was really influenced by marketing. And so I thought, if marketing had that power to build brands, to shift corporate strategy, to change the way people think, then I want to be there. And thus began a lifelong love affair with marketing, landing my first job at Unilever. And this company taught me a lot. Throughout my career, I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way. I observed how good marketeers were separated from the great ones. And yes, I did see the difference, and I could encapsulate them in 3 words. It's leadership, humanity, and purpose. And I guess it all starts with leadership. The very first thing that we ever learned in marketing was, as a 20-year-old, was that marketing is about leading your brand, and it was about marketing being the hub, and you connected everybody in the company to deliver the business results. As you can imagine, this can be quite daunting for a young 20-year-old who had to lead their peers, or in fact people that were much more senior than them. It's about rallying your entire company behind your brand or business against a backdrop of declining market shares. It's about getting your cross-functional team to believe in you, to build a business that's about 20 times bigger when they don't see a business today. And what I've found is that indeed it's these young marketeers who take on these challenges that really just grow exponentially. It's an opportunity to practice your GM skills at a young age, and an opportunity to shape the future. And indeed, in the most challenging of problems, you need marketeers who lead. I remember several years ago when we were asked to launch a brand into China where deodorants didn't exist. Imagine selling deodorants in China where people believe that they don't smell. So it's like selling meat to vegetarians. And at that time, when no one believed, we needed marketing leaders who actually believed that we could. And with leadership and hard work, we got the results that we have, and now we have a large brand that sits at #1. So the next time you have an opportunity that is seeming to be daunting, just go and jump at it, because it can be exciting. And the second learning I had was all about humanity. You can't be a great marketeer without being human. Marketing professionals normally speak to their audience as a target market or consumers, and I really hate that, because it's like putting people in an aquarium or looking at lions in a safari. But really, when you start seeing them as people, and you can relate to them as human beings as yourself, then things start to change. They too have dreams of letting their kids graduate to have a better future. They too are insecure about maybe their spouse or their partner leaving them. They too are nervous when they stand in front of a large crowd, or insecure about how they look in the first day of school. Understanding that humanity and the human emotion changes the relationship that people have with brands, from simply being transactional to transformational. So people always ask me how to build global brands. Well, brands may be global, but they are only relevant at local. Once we understand that the people that we serve at the very core, we have a real opportunity to create more meaningful and memorable brands. Brands that not only clean clothes, but express a mother's love. Brands that not only remove pimples, but allow that 15-year-old to join the track team. So getting in touch with our own humanity allows us to emphasize and empathize with the people that we serve. And that's what I encourage with my team. You have to just go out there and really live your life. Beyond filling up the spreadsheets and making another presentation, go out and live. Whether it be traveling, playing basketball with the guys, falling in love, or taking up photography. I mean, just live your life the way you should. And by getting in touch with your own humanity and knowing what it means to live, we can all be better marketeers. And the last thing is about purpose. Marketing is pretty darn hard and can be very frustrating. You work long hours and you do things, and it's a lot of hard work. And at the end of it all, you're not sure whether the result's going to get there, because it is art and science, and it's not always that predictable. So you need something that really motivates you to do this. What I found in the best marketeers is that they are powered by purpose, and you need a burning purpose to do all of this. Whether it's about pioneering the things that have never been done before, or getting Philippine work and Philippine talent out there on the world stage, purpose is what drives us to do what we do. While winning marketing campaigns is still important to me, I find myself extremely excited about marketing brands that improve the lives of communities and the people we touch. Maybe it's age. How Dove changes the way women and young girls think about themselves, that it's all right to have curly hair or freckles. How Cream Silk gives women the confidence to transform themselves and their lives, that indeed it's all right to dream to be world class. When our brands and our marketing goes beyond selling a product and making a profit to making a positive good to society, that's when we see the real power of purpose. But beyond the impact of our brands to society, I must say what gives me the most satisfaction is seeing how our marketeers grow and transform to become marketing leaders of today. Whether it's a young brand manager exporting Philippine-made campaigns made known all around the world, or seeing a bright marketeer completing a massive turnaround of a challenged category, or a category leader unleashing inspiring brands to create a powerhouse portfolio, or a brand leader reviving a brand that everybody had given up on and bringing it back to its glory days. There is no greater reward to build leaders who are bigger than yourself and seeing them grow to be leaders themselves. I see these young marketeers already creating the next generation of marketing leaders, and it's just so inspiring. And so to our talented young marketeers, Neil, Mian, Doray, Anne, and to many more talented marketeers in our pipeline that you see today, you not only create wonderful brands, but create a huge impact in our world and our society. Former UN Deputy Secretary General Jan Eliasson had said, our role in this world is to reduce the gap from the world as it is to the world as it should be. If we go on mentoring and sponsoring young leaders, if we grow them to be bigger and better than ourselves, then we are closer to that dream. Thank you and good evening.